Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Climb to Watch Your YouTube channel. I'd like to apologise for the lack of content over the last few weeks. Unfortunately, that's due to the ridiculous working hours that I do have. But without any further ado, I'd like to showcase you my Unchained deck profile. Now, this is a going second variant, so you will see a lot of differences, and I'll also show you how to side in regards to helping this deck become more versatile in regards to going first. So for the Unchained monsters, we do start with the Abominable Unchained Soul. Now we are playing two of those, and we are playing the Unchained Soul of Disaster at one. You don't want to really draw the Unchained Soul of Disaster due to it possibly being a brick in your hand. The Abominable Unchained Soul is one of the key components of this deck. Being able to chain block when you destroy a card, so that could either be one of your three Aruhas, one of your three Rakeyas, or one of your three Saramas, or even your trap cards or your spell cards. And being able to chain block and get a free body on the board, as well as non-targeting destruction, helps you to grind out your opponent as well as interrupt them within both yours and your opponent's turn. Haruha is your main starter card that you do have. Being able to destroy a set card, which is normally one of your spells or traps that you do play, that's associated to Unchained, means you can special summon it. And all of the Unchained monsters have the effect that if they are destroyed by card effect or by battle, you can special summon one Unchained monster from your deck to the field, face up attack, face up defense, depending on how you want to play, apart from themselves. Rakeya is a quick effect, targeting destruction. Being able to destroy your own cards in your opponent's turn can mean that you can either get out your Abominable Unchained Soul, meaning that you've got further destruction there. Now, I know a lot of people are playing just the two Unchained Twin Sarama. Now, it can be bricky depending on the hand that you do have. I have found that in the late game though, it does come up and you do need Sarama as quickly as possible. But on your first turn as well, especially going first, you can set up boards whereby if you do special summon Sarama from the effects of any one of your monsters or your spell and trap cards when they're destroyed, it means that you can then recur that spell or that trap card. We do play the rotor of the deck, Abomination's Prison. Now, being able to add an Unchained card rather than just a monster means that you can add your Abominable Chamber of the Unchained, as well as Escape of the Unchained as well. So you can then find those pieces that you're missing. If you don't open up Aruha, which is your normal starter card, Abomination's Prison can search that. It can also search the trap cards and allow you to then combo and build a board whereby you can control the game state as well. What Abominable Chamber of the Unchained does is you can special summon a monster in either your hand or your graveyard, which does synergize with Abominable Unchained Soul, giving you that pop. Remember, it's non-targeting as well, so it means that your opponent has to think around, are they negating this? What is my opponent going to destroy? And essentially, it can force them to misplay in certain aspects. Now, the Escape of the Unchained means I can target one Unchained monster that I control, as well as one card on the field and destroy both. Now, my opponent, unless they're playing something like Unchained or any card that gets an effect when it's destroyed, I'll go in minus, whereas I can go even, or I can then set up plays whereby I can recur my trap cards, I can special summon Disaster in order to link someone with their monster on my turn, or get a pop with Abominable Unchained Soul as well. For the non-Unchained cards, I am playing two Gizmek Kaku, Supreme Shining Sky Stag. This is purely there so that we can bait out any negates that our opponent may have, go in second. Because if a monster is in the extra monster zone, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can target one monster in the extra monster zone, equip it to this. Now, when this card destroys an opponent's monsters by battle, you can then special summon that monster that was equipped to Kaku. If this was a quick effect, it'd be even better to take. However, playing 2 gives us the opportunity in which to essentially bait out negates. I do apologise. Part of extravagance, because you're playing multiples in your extra deck, you're not really bothered about what you do banish. The only thing you don't want to do is banish all 3 rages, because this is the soul of the deck. But it gives you the opportunity in which to gain advantage, find those missing pieces. Like I said, you're playing multiples in there, so you never, but very rarely, going to banish all of your main resources in the extra deck. We are playing 3 Dark Hole. Now, of course, this destroys all monsters on the field, but what it also gives us the opportunity to do is destroy our own monsters and get their effects off, meaning that we can gain further advantage on our opponent. Or if we need to use it, just blow the board up. Even match, self-explanatory. We're running 3 Ash Blossom, 2 Effect Veiler, and 3 Infinite Impermanence. I felt that 8 hand traps was more than sufficient for this. Because you've got blowout cards like Dark Hole, Evenly Match, you're not really restricted in regards to what kind of hand traps you can use. I mean, you could play the Gamma package. If you wanted to go side frames, I've seen quite a few people playing side frames in Unchained, you can go down that route as well. Now, for the side deck, this is what you would normally side for going first, because obviously this is a going second deck, so you want to be able to control the board more effectively if your opponent forces you to go first. So for back row decks, we are playing Cosmic Cyclone. In the Unchained mirror match, what you can do as well is use Cosmic Cyclone to banish the spell or trap that Aruha targets, meaning that obviously they can't special summon it. And it's also good against Elderlich, Numeron. Only really Numeron if you want to banish a field spell, but after the first turn they use it, it's pointless. But if you're going first, obviously you can do that on activation. Torrential Tribute, like I said, same situation for Dark Hole. Destroying my monsters, I don't care. I'll destroy my monsters as much as possible to gain advantage over my opponent. We are playing Trap Trick in here as well. Being able to search either a Torrential Tribute, our Lost Winds, as well as Abominable Chamber of the Unchained, or even Escape of the Unchained, Evenly Match, Infinite Impermanence. Being able to search those and set them to the field and activate them on the same turn they're set means that we can gain advantage over our opponent, and it means that we can then use Trap Trick to play around certain things. We can use it in different game situations, because it allows you to play within particular situations that your opponent throws at you. Called by the Grave, essentially there for, wait, if we're going first, we've got for hand traps. It's self-explanatory. Now for the extra deck, you will see quite a lot of doubles or even a triple, but I'll explain the choices in here as well. Dingirsu is summonable. There are times where you do get your Abominable Unchained Soul as well as your Unchained Soul of Disaster onto the field, and being able to non-target removal on your opponent's side of the field essentially means that you can gain advantage over that. We are putting the one access code talker purely here for OTKs, one Nightmare Phoenix for back row decks, Nightmare Unicorn being able to shuffle back into your opponent's deck if you don't want to destroy it. Topologic Zeroboros, we do special summon quite a lot, and if we're able to get into Zeroboros and then control the game state even more, it means that we're essentially winning faster. Trisbania, purely because against back row decks, if we're short on damage, if we're not confident in summoning something like Zeroboros, we can go into Topologic Trisbania, and then we can destroy all, banish as many of the many monsters as possible, as well as any trap cards that our opponent may have, as well as ourselves, and then we inflict damage. So it means that we can go for game in situations whereby it may not be possible, just purely through Trisbania. We are playing Unchained Abomination. You don't need more than one of Abomination. It is played in a variety of decks. It is a lot better in the Unchained deck. Being able to destroy card on the field, if a card is destroyed, means that you can essentially get two, maybe 3 pops on one turn. Unchained Soul of Anguish. Normally this is what you go into after Rage, but we are playing 2 of those. It's not the end of the world if we banish both of these off Extravagance. The main card in the deck, and it's probably the best card that this deck could have had, is Unchained Soul of Rage. So being able to link summon using an opponent's monster so your opponent's monster on the field to link summon monster from your extra deck means that there's a lot of versatility that you can go into. So you can go into Anguish, Trisbania, Zeroboros, you know, the options are limitless. So we do play 3 of those. Like I said, the only tragedy really is if you do banish all 3 off Extravagance. It does happen, but it's very rare. A little tech that I am playing in my extra deck is Touty Dragon. Now, what this enables you to do is through special summon it through Rage, means that you can gain certain effects depending on the monster that you've used. So I'll show you the effects now. So if you link some, this is link summons using materials such as fusion, your opponent can't activate monster effects during your battle phase. So it can mean that any hand traps, obviously Gauze isn't relevant anymore, but it means that you then enabling yourself to go for game quicker. Synchro, this is very good against Synchro Eldritch, whereby you can't activate spells or traps during our main phase. So being able to stop them from using cards such as Hakero, Conquistador, you know, it means that we can gain advantage further. Essentially, it is a lightning for the main phase. Now, the main one that does come up is XYZ. Now, when this monster is summoned using an XYZ as material, your opponent cannot activate the effects of cards in the graveyard during your main phase or battle phase. So essentially what it means is they can't recur anything during your main phase. So if I don't know, Gizmikaruchi, things like that, they're not able to then use those. So that rounds off the Unchained deck profile. I do hope you like the video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. It'll be much appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. I am hoping to live stream soon. Like I said, it's been really busy with work. If you do look above my head, on the screen. You will see my socials. Give me a follow, and we'll try and get some content out for you as soon as possible. But I appreciate your time. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.